It's the Full Court Press with Eric Frandsen and Jason Walker.
Welcome back to the to the show that we're doing right now.
Following the local teams, breaking down the biggest games with in-depth analysis and team interviews. Join the show by calling into 435-752-1069 or text 435-339-0321. It's the Full Court Press.
Throws, ends it, caught, touchdown, they did it!
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy July 3rd. It's Independence Day Eve. For those who celebrate, to have fun, be careful. And when we get back together on Monday, hopefully all your fingers and toes are intact. Hope you have a great and fun, safe Independence Day holiday tomorrow. But some of that gets underway tonight. Logan City doing their fireworks display this evening from Willow Park. So should be a fun place to gather if you're looking for some free fireworks to watch. Of course, there's the Cache Valley Cruise-In. That's underway today. The concert is this evening in the fairgrounds. What I heard as far as just recently, there are still a few tickets available. So if you want to go see Lit and Fuel tonight and go enjoy the concert, then the fireworks will be just down the road from you. So you have a great vantage point for all of that. So it should be a ton of fun. So a lot of fun things going on this week. One of my favorite times of the year, to be honest. You've got the cruise-in, you've got fireworks, you've got parades, and you've got some fun things going on in the NBA with trades and free agency. Sometimes there's anxiety that's surrounding that, and certainly the 4th of July has had a kind of a tainted history with the Utah Jazz. We'll get into that a little bit. But also the Summer League getting underway this weekend as well. And we've got another pair of tickets to give away for this Salt Lake City Summer League. And I feel really bad. Last night on the show, I talked about giving away a pair of tickets for the opening night on July 5th, and chose a winner, and it randomly selected somebody and sent the details. But as I'm going through and getting in the information to digitally send those tickets along, realized, oh my goodness, it's not for the 5th. We have tickets for the 7th. So for the games on July 7th is what we have tickets for. Turns out the person that we were trying to send them to couldn't go, but randomly selected a different number. They were very gracious. So today, I'll give away that second pair of tickets for the July 7th games that will be going on at the Huntsman Center for the Salt Lake City Summer League. And so stay tuned for that. We'll give that away officially a little bit later on in the hour. But you know what? And just looking at these teams that are going to be involved, it's Oklahoma City, it's Philadelphia, Memphis, and Utah. So those are the 4 teams that are going to be involved over these 3 days in Salt Lake. Games start on Saturday. They'll take Sunday off, resume on Monday and Tuesday. Then there's also the California League, which kind of mirrors what's going on in Salt Lake, and that's in Sacramento. And that'll be Saturday, Sunday. They take Monday off, and then they resume on Tuesday. But those kind of the early entrants to Summer League, and then everybody goes down to Las Vegas, and those games get going on the 10th of July. So next week, a week from today, the Summer League gets underway down in Las Vegas, where everybody's there, and you get to see all these teams involved. So what we're going to do today for these tickets that I have, a pair of tickets for Monday's double header at the Huntsman Center, is if you can go, don't text unless you can go, because your text is an official entry into this contest. But the way to register to win these tickets for Monday is let me know, what is your favorite Independence Day tradition that you do? 435-339-0321 on the Young Power Sports of Logan text line. If you'd like a pair of tickets to go see the Utah Jazz, the Memphis Grizzlies, Oklahoma City Thunder, and Philadelphia 76ers participate in the Salt Lake Summer Salt Lake City Summer League at the Huntsman Center on Monday. First game's at 5, second game's at 7. Let me know. Text in and let me know your favorite Independence Day tradition. 435-339-0321. Don't text in unless that's you really can use those tickets, because I want to make sure they go to somebody that can use them and go enjoy these games. It's a great chance to go see a lot of different young players that may have been on the draft board around where the Jazz selected, and see what this group of young players is going to look like for the Jazz. And we'll get into that roster a little bit for Utah here on the show today. What is the Summer League going to look like for the Jazz? But also, what is the Summer League going to look like for a number of former Aggies? As these Summer League rosters have been coming out the last 2 days, I've been scouring them, trying to find familiar names, and come up with an interesting list of former Aggies that will be participating with various NBA teams this summer, mostly down in Las Vegas, but some very recognizable names. So we'll get into that a little bit as well. And then Utah has been very quiet in free agency so far. They did make the one trade with Colin Sexton. Certainly they made a trade on the draft day to move up to get Walt Clayton Jr., but what other trades could be out there, or what other free agents could be out there for the Utah Jazz? And some notable names that could be interesting to see if they potentially could end up in a Utah uniform, and looking at that. And then what does that depth chart kind of look like for the Jazz so far as it's materializing with these young players and some of these other moves that Utah has been making? And then finally, one of the things we want to get to here on the show today is there's a lot going on tomorrow with various parades and celebrations and activities. But if you're one that's going to be barbecuing or looking for something to have on while you're partying in the backyard or whatever, there's a lot of really interesting matchups that'll be on TV tomorrow. Mostly Major League Baseball, America's game on America's holidays. It's a match made in heaven. But there are some soccer games that could be interesting to pay attention to as well, if that's your flavor. And a few things coming out about Utah State, some new announcements for the Aggies. So a lot of different things we're going to try to get to today on the Full Court Press. And as always, if you want to chime in on those topics or others, the Young Power Sports of Logan text line is open, 435-339-0321. And also, if you want to claim those tickets to go see the Salt Lake City Summer League on Monday, July 7th, first game's at 5, second game's at 7. Let me know your favorite Independence Day celebration or activity that you do on the 4th of July. So let's first start off with the Summer League. And Utah recently announced their roster, and there's a number of guys on here that you'll certainly recognize, and then there's several other guys that have just been added. But the draft picks from this year: Ace Bailey, he's going to be wearing number 19. Walt Clayton Jr., he'll be wearing number 13, and then John Tonji will be wearing number 17. He's at 6'5" forward out of Wisconsin. Most recently, but you also see some other guys that have been with the Utah Jazz for a little bit. Isaiah Collier will be there. The guard out of USC is coming into his second off season for the Utah Jazz. Kyle Filipowski, he'll also be there. Similar boat. You're going to see Bryce Sensabaugh and Cody Williams are going to be participating. And the story about Cody Williams is that he has been pounding the protein, trying to beef up, and saw a quote that he's actually starting to get to the point where he just doesn't want to eat. He's disliking food because he's trying to put so much protein and food in him and calories in him to bulk up. I don't know that bulk was necessarily his problem last year, but if he can gain some size with or some muscle with his size, I think that helps him a little bit to maybe change how he gets utilized for the Jazz. So that may be an interesting player to keep an eye on. But some other names that are familiar, guys that have participated with the Jazz before. Some who kind of ended the season with their 10-day contracts or called up from the G League. Jaden Springer was with the Jazz previously. Elijah Harkless was a two-way player for the Jazz. And so there's a couple other guys here that have spent some time with Utah. A couple guys for the Stars. If you ever went down to a sea of the Stars, maybe you recognize some of these names like Jalen Gainey and Dane Goodwin participated for the Stars in Salt Lake City. So there's a couple of familiar names. Max Abmas also was with the Stars last year. So there's some guys that are kind of familiar with the area, but then there's a number of brand new faces and guys that we will be introduced to for the very first time. A couple others that on the list, R.J. Lewis Jr. He's a guard/forward out of St. John's. Could be interesting. Cam McGriff at Oklahoma State. Selton Miguel, a 6'4" guard out of Maryland. And then, also a couple other guys on here that we'll be seeing for the first time, like Steve Crowell, big 7-footer. And he's out of Wisconsin. So Utah will have a couple different interesting centers that'll be participating besides Kyle Filipowski, who Utah is listing as a forward. But a couple other people that are on this list that, they've listed Steve Crowell as a forward too, even though he's 7 feet tall out of Wisconsin. But a couple different names that'll be on here. Overall, it's a good number of players that'll be participating and trying to just come together as a team, showcase their skills. Summer League games, I don't know if you've ever gone down to them. They can be kind of sloppy. And as you might suspect, and these are guys that just came together and only had a few practices together. It's not meant to be the greatest display of teamwork. It is an exercise of what can we throw at these guys? How quickly can they consume it and execute what's being asked of them? How quickly can they adjust? But then just seeing their raw talent as well. That's a lot of what the early part of the Summer League is about, just kind of seeing their raw talent and abilities. But the early returns, the early reports for Ace Bailey is that a very dynamic player, very athletic, and every report seems to be that he's really enjoying his time in Utah. So all that smoke about him not wanting to be here, he seems to be just fine being in Utah so far. But also Walt Clayton has really impressed with his playmaking abilities and leadership ability with the younger players kind of taking charge. So that'll be a really interesting point guard situation developing this summer to monitor Walt Clayton Jr., how he plays, how he runs the floor versus Isaiah Collier, who has a little bit more time under his belt and is a little bit bigger. But Clayton, I think, is probably the better shot maker. Collier, maybe the better distributor. So interesting to see how either one of those guys develop. And what you do in college doesn't always translate to what you can do in the NBA. So Utah it'll be interesting to watch and monitor what the Jazz do this summer and how these guys develop. But those are the biggest ones. Like some of the guys coming back, like, just how much have they improved? How much better do they look versus the guys that are fresh and new to this? And the rookies, like, do they look like they belong? Or are they going to be a little bit more of a development project? And then certainly, a guy like John Tonji, he's fighting for a spot. He has not got a guaranteed roster spot. Even though he was drafted, he was in the second round, and nothing is guaranteed in that situation. So interesting to monitor that. But if there's anybody else that you're particularly interested in from the Utah Jazz and their Summer League roster, that's what I would be curious to find out. Like Bryce Sensabaugh was kind of a forgotten player for a while there, but then started to make some improvements. And he is one of the older guys coming into this. Jaden Springer, he is probably the oldest guy on the roster, as this is been playing professionally about 4 years. And so that's going to be interesting to see what happens here. And this is, the Summer League is a lot about the rookies. Do they look like they're ready for prime time? Though I get it, they're also playing against other rookies or guys that are just on the fringe of even making an NBA roster. But it's about seeing what these rookies really can look like in an NBA structure. The guys that have been on the roster before, how much are they improving? What kind of steps are they making? But it's also kind of examining, like, who could be a two-way guy? Who can you stash? Who has maybe some potential, maybe not quite ready yet, but somebody that you could keep an eye on that you might be able to call up at a moment's notice if you've got an injury on the team, who could come in and be serviceable to help you out. Now, some of these guys, we saw that last year. Some of them, they played that role. Jaden Springer, Elijah Harkless. Now, they did some of that, but are they in a position to do that again, or are there other players that are going to be performing a little bit better than they do? So that's what I'm intrigued to pay attention to. Some of these games, if you can't get to them, some of these games will be featured on ESPN or ESPN Plus with the games in Salt Lake City. I believe the Utah game will be featured on the 5th, and they've got the 7 p.m. game. But I think on Monday it's the Oklahoma City game that's featured at 5 on ESPN. But anyway, it's better to be there in person. And if you haven't been before, you're not going to watch the greatest display of NBA basketball, but it's really low key. I've gone down with my boys before. It's fun atmosphere just to be chill, keep an eye on players, watch their body language, watch how they interact with each other and the coaching staff, and do they show promise? For Utah, the coach is going to be Scott Morrison. He'll be coaching the Jazz, this young group of players, and get to see what he does a little bit there. But curious to see how they develop and who stands out in these games. 6294. Thanks for chiming in on the Young Power Sports of Logan text line. Says, I think all Jazz games are on KJazz. Oh, that's probably true. I hadn't even thought about that, but you're probably right. That there may be some games featured nationally on ESPN, but all the Jazz games themselves will be on KJazz. And so that's great. If you're just interested in the Jazz games themselves, go find KJazz on the cable or your Fubo or YouTube TV or wherever you find it, and watch the Utah Jazz play in the Salt Lake City Summer League. So anyway, that's going on. That starts on Saturday, picks up again on Monday and Tuesday in Salt Lake City, again at the Huntsman Center up at the University of Utah campus, not at Delta Center because it's undergoing a lot of renovations right now. That facility is not available. So all the Summer League stuff is going to be taking place up on the hill in the Huntsman Center. And if you want to go, on Monday, if you want to take a friend, you got a buddy, you got a roommate, a brother, whatever, that you want to go down and check out this young squad of Jazz players, let me know your favorite 4th of July activity, if you will, how you celebrate the 4th of July, your favorite activity on our Young Power Sports of Logan text line, and you'll be entered to win a pair of tickets to go see the Jazz. And really, it's that doubleheader. You get to see both games. That ticket gets you in to see both games, starting at 5 o'clock and then at 7 at the Huntsman Center. So 435-339-0321. We'll announce the winner later on in the show.
This is Catherine Buse with Cache Valley Bank, and we understand that concerns about fraud can weigh heavily on you. Your peace of mind is important to us. That's why we're committed to looking out for you and your family. Our team keeps a vigilant eye on your account. If you ever have concerns or need support, we're just a call or visit away. Whether you need advice or just someone to talk to, our friendly staff is ready to help. We're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, and we care about your security. Visit your local branch today. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Make it 5 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be named gold medalist for the best of Northern Utah in the AC HVAC category. They thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. You have many choices when it comes to your home's heating and air conditioning system. Make sure you choose the 5-time gold medal winning company, Advanced Heating and AC. Call 752-7272 or stop by their showroom west of DI, online at advancedheating-ac.com.
Spend less time at the post office. With Formax and Mint mailing systems from Les Olson IT, you can quickly, accurately, and easily process your outgoing mail and even save on postage. Fold your documents, stuff and seal your envelopes, print addresses, weigh and measure to apply proper postage, all with the click of a button. With multiple model options available, you're sure to find a Formax solution and Mint mailing device that perfectly fits your business needs.
Les Olson IT.
The Sportsman on Main Street is loaded with great clothing, shoes, and equipment. This is Mark inviting you to come in and check out our awesome store. For 71 years, we have outfitted you, whether you are going on the trail or to the theater. Trust me, you won't see yourself coming and going as we work hard to have some of the most unique clothing and shoes you will see anywhere. If it's a bike, skis, or a unique clothing and shoes, I promise we will take care of you only at the Sportsman on Main Street in historic downtown Logan with tons of free parking in the back.
Bright green cars. That's the only thing you need to remember as you're driving down Main Street in Logan looking for Jarek's Fine Jewelry. Hi, this is Jarek. We have a lot of people comment on the bright green cars outside, and some even talk about the building, but the overwhelming responses come when they step inside. Jarek's showroom was created to offer an intimate, romantic setting for couples to enjoy their ring buying experience. Everyone is treated like a friend with no price negotiation needed. Make your engagement special. Make it Jarek's. Come see us at 930 North Main in Logan. Just look for the bright green cars.
This is Jordan with Primrose Home Care and Hospice. As I visit with people on a regular basis, I see many things we can help with. Recent falls, balance training, knee, shoulder, and hip surgeries, memory loss, housekeeping, help with medications, and that's not all. We at Primrose offer the best care in any situation. A great example of this is our preventative care program. While working with your doctor and using our personal approach, we can help prevent many of these situations. For more explanation, visit primrosecare.com or call me at 787-1369. Primrose Home Care and Hospice. We're your home team.
Interviews, analysis, and a little bit of fun mixed in. The Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Cache Valley Cruise In concert is tonight. I think you still have tickets you can get at the Cache Valley Cruise In website or at Lee's Marketplace. Remind you about that. Plus, I want to remind you about Mountain Valley Heating and Air Conditioning, who wants you to feel the love as they give away and install 5 new furnace and air conditioners to families in need this year. They'll be giving away the HVAC system, the full equipment, the materials, the installation services. But they want to make sure they give it to deserving families who need a little extra help to support. But they need your help. You have to nominate those families today. Nominations are open through the summer, but don't wait. Get online and donate today. MTNValleyHVAC.com. That's MountainValleyHVAC.com. MTN is short for Mountain. MTNValleyHVAC.com. Click on the Feel the Love tab to make your nominations. 435-339-0321. That's our Young Power Sports of Logan text line. Reminder, I'm going to be giving away a pair of tickets to Monday's Salt Lake City Summer League sessions, both games, the 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock games. If you want those, just text in and let me know your favorite 4th of July thing to do for the Independence Day holiday. And I'll be giving away some those tickets a little bit later on. I'll announce who gets those later on. But talking about the Salt Lake City Summer League, talked about the roster last segment, but for me, honestly, the biggest thing for me to watch through these 3 games in Salt Lake and then when they go down to Las Vegas, Ace Bailey, can he be a good team member? Walt Clayton, can he be a distributor? Can he lead the team? And then the second-year guys, Bryce Sensabaugh, Cody Williams, Isaiah Collier, like how much are they advancing? How much are they improving? Kyle Filipowski. Like we kind of know already what those guys are, but how can they improve? Like how much improvement are they showing from one year to the next? Especially Cody Williams. Here's a guy that we didn't see much of at the end of the year. He got sick. He kind of fell out of rotation. Then he got sick. And when the Jazz were trying to lose games or play the young guys more, he really wasn't available because other guys had kind of moved ahead of him and he just wasn't healthy enough. So he's somebody I'm really interested to see. Does he show promise, or has he just been a bust for the Jazz? But what about other players to keep an eye on as Summer League gets going? Looking over a lot of these different rosters as they've been coming out for Summer League teams throughout the NBA, I've been able to notice a few former Utah State players that are landing on some of these rosters. Darius Brown, he will be participating with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, he was with their G League team this last year, but he'll be on their Summer League roster. Great Osobor, former Aggie who finished his career at Washington. He'll be with the Houston Rockets this summer. Max Shulga, former Aggie who went to VCU. He'll be in Boston, and he'll be able to. He already has a comment that I found online. He's been able to reconnect with Nemish Keta, get some advice from Nemi. But Max Shulga will be with the Boston Celtics this summer. Josh Uduje, former Aggie who went over to San Jose State to finish his career, he'll be participating with the San Antonio Spurs this summer. And last but not least, Stephen Ashworth, who finished his career at Creighton. He has been invited to participate with the Indiana Pacers and their Summer League team. So interesting group of Aggies, former Aggies, participating in the NBA Summer League, seeing if they can make a roster spot or a potential two-way spot if best case scenario for some of these guys. So keeping an eye on that, how that progresses. But besides them, a couple other interesting notes. Aubin Gadarazzi, it was announced today that he signed a deal with Hubo Lindbergh United. It's a team back in his home country in Belgium, so he got a professional contract to play overseas, well, back closer to home for him. And then I also saw that Szymon Zapala, he's been invited to participate with the Polish national team in some of the things that they'll be doing this summer. So a couple of former Aggies having opportunities to compete professionally, some maybe only on the short term here through the summer, but interesting to see if those other guys to keep an eye on this summer, besides if you're just keeping an eye on what's going on with the Utah Jazz. So interesting note of a number of former Aggies in the summer, participating with different teams mostly when we see them in Las Vegas. Another quick note to pass along about Utah State, since we're talking about the Aggies. Saw this earlier today that the big screens at the Utah State football stadium getting an upgrade. And the Aggies announced a partnership with Daktronics. They make signs and video boards for down to the high school level all the way to the professional. And they've come in to do an upgrade in what's going on with Utah State's screens in the football stadium. So they've upgraded 2 LED video displays, and construction's already underway. Maybe you've seen a big crane around the stadium. If you've been driving around the area, that's what it's doing. It's installing and upgrading the video screens there at the football stadium. But it's supposed to be a much better quality that they will have available. So the north end zone, which has always been the bigger one, it's 39 feet high, 68 feet wide. The south end zone display, 13 and a half feet high, 48 feet wide. And it'll feature 10 millimeter pixel spacing. And they'll also provide some a control system for it, some design packages that'll go with it to help them, a digital content package that they've partnered with. So should be a better video board experience for those who go to football games. So it's kind of exciting to see Utah State getting that worked out. Those screens were put in several years ago, so it's time for an upgrade to get that improved and updated, especially on the south end zone. But hopefully that makes that experience a lot easier to see what's going on replays and a better pixelation for what's going on in those games. So interesting announcement today from Utah State University. One other thing to kind of pass along that has been interesting, kind of circling back to the NBA. Well, actually, before we do that, there was another note from Utah State football that was announced this afternoon. There are different themes that they're going to have throughout the home season. They'll have the 6 home games, and each home game will have its own theme. And go through these on the August 30th. The first home game versus UTEP with its 5:30 kickoff. That'll be Ag Day. I don't know if we'll have the Battle Cattle helmets will make a return or not. I don't know that yet, but that'll be Ag Day theme for Utah State. They will stripe the stadium on September 13th versus Air Force for that evening game at 7:45. McNeese will be a blue out game on September 20th. So everybody wear blue. We don't know the time yet on that one. We don't know the day either. That's one subject to TV. But if we don't have a major TV partner, but game time has still not yet been set. On October 17th, it's the Homecoming and Cancer Awareness. So Homecoming is going to be on October 17th. That's when the Aggies take on San Jose State at 7 o'clock. Also be a cancer awareness game. On November 8th versus Nevada, the theme that day will be military and first responders. And then on November 28th to finish the season versus Boise State, that will be Senior Day. So those are the themes for Utah State football this upcoming football season. And they just revealed that earlier this afternoon. So pretty excited to see some of these themes for the Aggies. And it's always kind of fun to see how people take those themes to the max and have a lot of fun with those. So an Ag Day, stripe the stadium, a blue out, homecoming and cancer awareness, military, first responders, and then Senior Day. That's those are the themes for the home games this year for the Utah State Aggies. All right, let's do this. Let's call another timeout. When we come back, some interesting things going on in the NBA. Damian Lillard, could he got waived. They stretched his contract from Milwaukee. He's now really a free agent to sign with whomever he wants. He's going to get paid by the Bucks, and then he's going to get paid by whomever he signs with. He's got a sweetheart opportunity. Is there a chance he could end up in Utah? Is there any others who could end up, any notable names who could end up in Utah? Jazz have been quite quiet on the free agency situation. They've got room. They've got cap space. So are they just going to be content with going young, or could they still be buyers with the free agent market? So we'll update you on what the current status is there. Coming up next here on the Full Court Press. And a reminder, if you want some tickets to go see the Utah Jazz in their Salt Lake City Summer League games and the game before them, so the 5 o'clock game and 7 o'clock game on Monday, July 7th, text into the Young Power Sports of Logan text line. Let me know your favorite Independence Day tradition, and I'll get those tickets to you. 435-339-0321.
Hi, I'm Emily Peterson, founder of Serenoni Luxury Blankets and Gifts. Over 18 years ago, my husband Nathan and I started Serenoni right here in Logan, and we're still here helping you give meaningful gifts that truly comfort. From babies to birthdays, missionaries to moments of healing, our blankets are more than just a blanket. Come shop our new store on 10th West right next to iFit in Logan. Serenoni, bringing comfort, warmth, and connection to you and those you love.
Markets are unpredictable, but reaching your financial goals shouldn't be. Adams Wealth Advisors is dedicated to helping you navigate these challenges and ensure you're prepared for every outcome. Whether your financial plan revolves around advanced tax planning, estate planning, business strategies, retirement planning, or investment management, Adams Wealth Advisors team of CPAs, CFPs, and CFAs will provide the expertise needed to help you reach your financial goals. Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com. That's AdamsWealthAdvisors.com for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Are you looking for compassionate and reliable care for yourself or a loved one? Look no further than Aggies Home Health and Hospice. I'm Tom Sherlock, a licensed social worker, part of the dedicated team of professionals committed to meeting the needs of our community. Voted best in Northern Utah 2 years in a row, we pride ourselves on delivering exceptional service that you can depend on. We're here to ensure comfort and dignity every step of the way. When it comes to your health, choose the agency that Northern Utah trusts the most. Choose Agis. Visit myagis.com or call today 435-723-9000.
They can put your logo on it because that's what they do at the Logo Shop. They can put your logo on anything from pens and mugs to golf balls and clocks. The Logo Shop is also the place for your team shirts and uniforms. So if your team wants to look good, call the Logo Shop and order your team uniforms today. Colors, logo, and everything else looking just like you want it to. Get your team shirts and uniforms from the Logo Shop. Call them to get a bid or just drop by 40 South Main in Logan.
The Logo Shop. The Logo Stop. The Logo Shop. Express Tire. Tires for less. In and out with zero stress. Express Tire. Tires for less. In and out with zero stress.
Nationwide warranty on all new tires.
When grid failures and severe weather cause power outages, your business might take a hit, or at home, you could lose your refrigerated food storage. Generac Standby Power Solutions help ensure an uninterrupted power supply. Generac is the #1 brand of standby generators. Get yours today from Golden Spike Electric, your trusted source for safety and security. Golden Spike Electric, powering your peace of mind. Online at gscgenerators.com or call 257-3016. They also service other models.
It's the Full Court Press, weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Last week, we had the big open house here at the old Radio Ranch, celebrating the winners of the Best of Northern Utah contest, the gold and silver winners. Put together a photo gallery, which can be seen online. More details can be seen and found at bestofnorthernutah.com. Go get yourself a free magazine. It's a great guide if you're new to the area or just looking for, well, basically other people in our community. What are they recommending for the best at what they do, whether it's a plumber or dentist or roofer or attorney, any variety of different things, or just looking for a place to eat that's highly recommended. Go check out the Best of Northern Utah and a bunch of different places to go pick up a free magazine. You can find out where those magazines are stored. You can find the map at bestofnorthernutah.com. And congratulations to all the gold and silver winners this year. A record-breaking year with votes that were cast and all those who participated this year. Quickly, just another note about Utah State. A lot of different announcements happening today. We had the video boards, we got the theme days for football, but an announcement for basketball. Jared Calhoun announcing today that Max Bent has been promoted to an assistant coach. He was previously the team's director of video and analytics, and he's been promoted to an assistant coach. And Coach Calhoun, in a release today, said Max has done an exceptional job since arriving in Logan. He has a great knowledge of the game and a great ability to connect with players. I love to have systems in place where we can continue to develop and promote within our coaching staff. And that's what builds continuity among a program. Max has earned this opportunity and will thrive in his new role. I couldn't be happier for him. So congratulations to Max Bent on getting that promotion. Now, Bent joined the Aggies after spending 3 seasons as an assistant and recruiting coordinator at University of Charleston, which was a Division II program, and then he went on and before that, he helped to. He was part of Charleston and some of the things that they did and their coaching. He also spent 2 seasons as a director of basketball operations at Denver from 2019 to 2021. And he previously was at Charleston as an assistant coach in 2018, 2019. So he's was a graduate assistant at Detroit Mercy. So he's been around a couple different programs, and it was a student manager on John Beeline's staff at Michigan for 4 years. So he's been a part of some interesting programs over the years, and very bright, and excited to see him continue his role at Utah State in an elevated status, helping the Aggies continue to improve and be a top-notch program. So congratulations to Max Bent on getting his promotion today, as it was officially announced. So Coach Calhoun has been making a couple different adjustments to his coaching staff here recently, but they were needed. I mean, he had some vacancies that needed to be filled. Anyway, if another quick reminder that for those who, anyone who wanted to go down to see the Utah Jazz and the other game going on Monday, down the Salt Lake Summer League, let me know your favorite Independence Day tradition, and we're entered to win some tickets to go see those games on Monday, and we'll get those sent to you. 435-339-0321 is how you participate in that. And by the way, speaking of the Jazz, just real quick, before we get to Damian Lillard, it'll be really fascinating just to see what the depth chart looks like for the Jazz moving forward. And some of this, it's going to depend on how things look this summer, and then when everybody gets together in the fall and they really start playing against each other to see, okay, that's great. You look nice against rookies or first-year players, but how do you look against 4th or 5th or 6th or 7th-year players, truly grown men in this league? But my guess is the starting 5 right now for the Jazz would be probably Isaiah Collier at point guard for now. Walt Clayton's going to push him for that, but I'd probably still put Isaiah Collier number 1 at the point guard. I put Keontae George at the shooting guard, Lauri Markkanen at small forward, John Collins as power forward, and then Walker Kessler as your center. But I think Ace Bailey probably backs up Lauri. He'd be the first one to replace Lauri on the bench. The shooting guard is the most interesting because Clayton, while he played point guard, he can shoot it. So there may be some situations where both Collier and Clayton are on the floor together. And Keontae George, sometimes he's been kind of developed as a point guard, but he's probably proving to be more of a shooting guard scorer. But Bryce Sensabaugh, does he slide in there somewhere? Taylor Hendricks, he's one notable subtraction. He's not available on the Summer League roster. I think Utah is taking it nice and slow with his recovery and return to play after he broke his leg early into the season this last year. But Taylor Hendricks, he probably is first off the bench behind John Collins, would be my hunch. Kyle Filipowski also could play that role. Yusuf Nurkic, the recent addition, he's probably going to back up Walker Kessler, most likely. Filipowski can also play that position. John Collins, if they need to play a little bit smaller, he can play that center position. But I think that this roster provides some flexibility for the Jazz. KJ Martin, where does he slide in there? More of a small forward or power forward at times based on his body type. And then Cody Williams, based on how much he bulks up, where does he end up? As a small forward? Or does he sometimes move into the power forward position? Does he get many minutes? So it'd be interesting to monitor what that depth chart looks like for the Jazz moving forward. But could they use some other, there aren't very many veterans on this team. I mean, the veterans on Utah, it's Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, Yusuf Nurkic, he's a veteran. But then I mean, who else beyond that would you consider a veteran player? I mean, Svi Mikhailuk, maybe, but he's more of a journeyman. I'd consider him more of a journeyman than a veteran. So this team lacks, veteran leadership. I don't know necessarily just because you're old doesn't mean you're guaranteed to be a leader, or you've been in the league for a while. That it doesn't mean you're necessarily a leader. Sometimes these young guys can have more leadership skills and abilities than someone who's been in the league for 5 or 6 years. But one possibility that could be intriguing is, could the Jazz potentially make a play to get Damian Lillard to come to the Utah Jazz, coming back to Utah and be that mentor on the sidelines at least for a year? But I don't think, I've heard that bantied around a little bit on social media. Some people are trying to make that case. And there are young guys who could probably learn a lot from Damian Lillard, who are on the Utah roster for sure. But Damian's not going to come and be here for just a year. And then he's getting older. He wants to go somewhere where after that year, he's going to be on a team that's going to be challenging for an NBA title. Somebody who's going to be competing at a very high level. And Utah is just not going to be there next year. They could show signs of improvement, but I don't think they'll be quite there yet. But interesting thing going on with him, just interesting report on CBS Sports about him, that apparently there was some great discontent between Lillard and the Bucks before they did that release and stretched his contract. He tore his Achilles in the playoffs, but so this has been a little while now since Milwaukee's been out of it. But apparently he informed the Bucks that he wanted to go back home to Portland, be with his family, rehab there. And then when he was getting healthier, he would make those trips back to Milwaukee. But the Bucks were like, no, you're going to rehab here with us. And we don't want you to go anywhere. And they were not approving that. And so they had a pretty strained relationship. And they needed to figure out a way to getting under the cap with these different, the second apron and stuff like that. And so they had to shed some contract somewhere. So he's out of the mix. Now, he's still going to be owed his money. He's still going to get this $113 million that's on his contract. But then he gets to go pick the team that he wants to go play for. So pretty interesting situation for Damian Lillard. Golden scenario, really, for him, other than he has to sit out a year. But, man, if I were him, I'd try to make that contingent on whoever I sign with. I'll sign with you, but let me go and rehab with my family in Portland. I mean, they really can't get anything out of him for a year anyway, so why not? I get it. Maybe you don't have your eyes on him and monitor his progress on a day-to-day basis if he's outside of your area. But, I mean, he's a pro. He knows what he's doing. He'll have access to the best. And he wants to get back to playing shape. So I wouldn't doubt his ability and desire. But if I'm Damian Lillard, I'm going to get $113 million already from Milwaukee. I think I can be a little bit choosy about where to go to finish out his last couple of years, especially where he wants to rehab with his family. Can't blame the guy for wanting to do that. All right, quick timeout here in the Full Court Press Zone. When we come back, looking at things to watch or at least have on in the background as you're doing your barbecue and as your neighborhood party on this Independence Day. It's going to be a busy day for Major League Baseball, even some soccer, if you want to have some games on in the background as you're celebrating. And also, last chance to get in if you want to win some tickets to go see the Utah Jazz Summer League games on Monday, July 7th, down in Salt Lake. Text in and let me know your favorite Independence Day holiday tradition, 435-339-0321.
Who do you turn to if you want to change out your wood or pellet stove? Advanced Fireplace and Stove. They were voted the gold medalist for Best of Northern Utah for the 5th year in a row in the fireplace retrofit category. Be ready when the government's next wood and pellet replacement incentives pop up. Advanced Fireplace can help you navigate the paperwork. For more information, call Advanced Fireplace and Stove, 752-7272. Online at advancedfireplaceandstove.com.
This is Brent Wallace with Cache Valley Bank, and we understand that concerns about fraud can weigh heavily on you. Your peace of mind is important to us. That's why we're committed to looking out for you and your family. Our team keeps a vigilant eye on your account, and if you ever have concerns or need support, we're just a call or visit away. Whether you need advice or just someone to talk to, our friendly staff is ready to help. We're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, and we care about your security. Visit your local branch today. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC.
No matter what the conditions, DD Auto and Salvage can get your vehicle up and off your property. Now is the time to plan to make extra cash by calling DD Auto and Salvage and moving that old vehicle. Let them pay you for that junk vehicle. DD Auto and Salvage makes it so easy to get rid of your junker vehicles, paying you the most money possible. If you have metal, DD Auto and Salvage in Logan wants to pay you today. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Honey, the garage door won't close again.
It's the sun hitting the sensors. I just fixed this.
Toilet paper rolls are not a fix. Is there something we can do?
Actually, yeah. Advanced Garage Door has these new sunshades that block direct light from the garage door sensors. Let me give Mason a call.
Is your garage door not closing? We can fix that. Call Advanced Garage Door at 435-255-6725. That's 435-255-6725. Or visit us at advancedgaragedoors.com.
The patio is open. The chips are endless. Drinks on tap. You know it's got to be Cafe Osobor, Cache Valley's best Mexican restaurant, gold winner in the Best of Northern Utah contest. Experience Locals Day every Thursday with a huge burrito, endless chips and soda, only $7.95. That's a complete lunch for just $7.95. Finding any lunch under $10 is nearly impossible. Every Thursday, drinks, chips, and massive burrito, just $7.95. The patio, the sun, the fun at Cafe Osobor in the historic train station on 6th Weston Center in Logan.
Hi, this is Ashley with LSS Insurance. Medicare can seem complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Let us help. We'll answer all your questions and get you specific information that fits your needs. Medicare is not one size fits all. We'll help you find the right coverage for you. Call 752-9493. You can ignore the TV and the junk mail. We'll get you the exact information you need. We will help you access the benefits that are important to you. Call LSS Insurance at 752-9493.
Breaking down the biggest games with in-depth analysis and team interviews. It's the Full Court Press with Eric Frandsen and Jason Walker.
Treatments from Stanadine, Howes, and Seafoam are on sale at Napa Auto Parts for only $8.49 a can. Go check out great deals available in store at Napa Auto Parts, locally owned between Preston and Providence. By the way, talking about Damian Lillard, it appears the top 3 teams in contention for his services appear to be wrong page. Appear to be the Lakers. And there were 3 teams. Now can't remember who they were. The Lakers, I think Golden State was another. And I thought I had it, but apparently it's on a different sheet. But anyway, Utah is not one of those 3 teams, to say the least, for Damian Lillard. As awesome as it would be having him in Utah in a Utah uniform, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But if you're looking for things to do this Independence Day, or at least if you've got activities going on and you're just curious to have a game on in the background, maybe a game that you want to just, after you've had your hot dog or your burger, you want to just sit down in the air conditioning and watch a game. It's going to be a busy day on Major League Baseball Network, and there's also going to be some games on Apple TV Plus. But the Cardinals and Cubs, that's at 12:20. On Apple TV Plus, great rivalry there. Red Sox at the Nationals, that's at 9 a.m. on Major League Baseball Network. At 1 o'clock, it's the Yankees at Mets. Great intercity rivalry there on Major League Baseball Network. At 4:40, it's the Rangers at the Padres on Major League Baseball Network. Angels at Blue Jays at 5 o'clock on Apple TV Plus. And then last couple of games on Major League Baseball Network. Yeah, Orioles at Braves at 5:15, Royals at Diamondbacks at 7:40, and then the Giants at Athletics at 8 o'clock to finish the evening on MLB Network. But if soccer is your thing, I know we've got a bunch of soccer going on, but UEFA Women's European Championship, we've got some games going on tomorrow at 10 a.m. on FS1. It's Denmark versus Sweden, and on Fox at 1 o'clock, Germany versus Poland. So could be interesting as that UEFA Women's European Championship is just now getting underway. And through the weekend, we still have some other exciting games with soccer. Diego Luna has been fantastic for the U.S. men's national team. Certainly representing Real Salt Lake. A lot of folks proud to watch him as he picked up 2 goals yesterday. And Team USA was able to qualify for the World Cup with some of their recent victories. But, yeah, exciting week with a lot of things going on. I think you got NASCAR this weekend. You got F1 on Sunday. It's a busy week for baseball. We got soccer. We got racing. So it's a big weekend. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you stay safe. We won't have a local show tomorrow. We'll take the day off. But we'll be back at it again on Monday, getting ready for the Utah Jazz in the Summer League. At some last observations, see if the Jazz make any other moves in free agency or other trades. We'll be keeping an eye on it. Until then, have a great week, everybody.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. The Rockets are done waiting after trading for Kevin Durant and re-signing Jabari Smith Jr. over the weekend. It's clear the franchise is going all in. Now, the Durant deal speaks for itself. Pairing a generational scorer with a deep, rising roster instantly makes Houston a title contender. The Smith extension, that's the bet that could define the ceiling. Hasn't exactly turned heads in his first 3 seasons offensively. The shot, which was supposed to be one of his calling cards, is come and gone. But what never wavers is effort. He defends, he crashes the glass, and gives you a legitimate stretch 4 profile. That's the gamble Houston is making. They're banking on the upside, not just what Smith is, but what he can become. It's a risk, no doubt, but the Rockets believe the foundation is set. They are building up, not back. And keep in mind, they were the 2nd seed in the West last season. Durant's the headliner, but Jabari Smith may be quietly the swing piece that could decide if they win a championship. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise.
Dick's epic 4th of July sale is on.